Like this Admiral, that guy just freaking. I got $1 million.
Okay, here we go. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. This is the Litchfield Budget Committee. It is February 10th, and it is about 11 minutes past 12. Deliberative session just ended, so I will call our meeting to order. We did Pledge of Allegiance in the auditorium, so I'm going to dispense with that. Public input, we just kind of had a lot of public input, but if anybody has anything to say.
I actually do have one thing.
Okay.
Brian Burke, 1 Westview Drive. I just want to clarify, in case it wasn't clear to some people in the audience at deliberative, when you mentioned that you only cut $50,000 from our budget. In actuality, you cut $500,000 from our budget. So outside of the Kindergarten Cost Association was $50,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, so and I think on your slide it looked like the Budget Committee only cut $50,000 from it, and that's why the offset from the default budget and the regular budget was so great. It wasn't because we submitted a small budget, it was cut by the Budget Committee.
Right. Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else? Nope. Okay. So there were 2 articles that changed at deliberative. Article 1, which is the operating budget, and Article 2, which is the kindergarten article, full-time kindergarten. So we'll start with Article 1, the main budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended Article 1.
I'll second that.
It's been made and seconded, and again, the change was by $1 in hopes that the school board would reconsider their recommendation.
Well, I'm going to, again, vote yes, but only because I stated before that I thought the budget's still too high, but I don't want a no to be construed as supporting the default budget. So my yes is a yes for the lower number, but I think that, again, we could have done better. It could have been lower.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of recommending Article 1 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? All right, so that is 700.
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
Jim.
Warrant Article 2, there's some significant changes on that. So if there's a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Article 2.
Second.
In full seconds.
I want to thank the school board for keeping it as a separate warrant article and allowing the voters to have their input on it. I know there was a lot of concern about whether it would get to that point, so I really appreciate you guys staying the course and giving the people the right to vote on this. And I do think that buying it outright makes a lot more sense. As members in this room can attest that we could have bought the other ones over several times over, so the fact that we're going to do this one, if it passes, do it correctly the first time, I think goes a long way.
Any other discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of approving warrant Article 2, the full-time kindergarten article, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, motion passes 700. Any other business for deliberative? About to do with deliberative. All right, we have 5 sets of minutes. I resent them out so you wouldn't have to scurry and find them.
Thank you for that.
If anybody have any comments on them all, otherwise I'll just make approve them all, because I read them all. I'm okay with them all.
I have to abstain on January.
All right, fine. Why don't you read the first date then?
I have one silly little thing for January 9th.
So what's the oldest one?
I'm listed twice.
Well, you know, she gets to vote twice. We wanted to list you twice, too.
Wait, one of you is Brian.
No, it's J. Burke, J. Burke, and B. Burke.
Oh, you are listed twice.
I know.
Lucky Brian.
Oh, yeah. Well,
That's 2 votes.
I thought you were there twice.
Listen, I know I've put on a few pounds.
All right, let's start with December 14th.
I'll make a motion to approve them as written.
Second.
It's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained?
Aye.
So we have 2 abstentions, so that would be 502. January 9th, 2018.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Carrie and Jen, any changes to that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained?
Aye.
So we have 2 abstained there, so 502.
Sorry.
So we have
Sliding out early.
Just listen, you see the city the last couple of nights?
We have actually 2 sets of minutes. One is January 11th, the hearing, and one is January 11th, the meeting. Is there is there a motion on?
To approve.
Second.
Both. For both, okay. Because whoever was here for one was here for the others.
Okay.
All right, so it's been made, motion's been made and seconded for both January 11th minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? So that's 700. And then the last set of minutes was from last week.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Made and
Third.
seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approving February 3rd signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, so that's 700. Just want to take an opportunity, I know, Bob, you're done. Thank you for your 3 years.
Leave your crayons?
Yeah,
You can certainly come by in my house and get them.
I know. We do appreciate
At the
all
kitchen table with me.
you know, I know you had a very tough schedule.
Well, thank you for modifying a little bit, especially this year, worked out good, so I appreciate that. I learned a lot from everybody, thank you very much for being very welcoming, thank you for laughing at my sometimes morbid sense of humor. But I think, again, just like I said, we're all neighbors, I think we have to look at the perspective that, you know, the human aspect of it too, that they are numbers, but, you know, that we still live in a cool little town, and I know we're all trying to keep it that way. It was certainly a learning experience for me. The way I look at it, I can take over a $27 million corporation and run it like a Volkswagen. So, yeah, it was, like I said, if it wasn't for the unknown on my end, I would certainly stick around, but I think we're in good hands, so.
Well,
Best of
hopefully
luck.
you're welcome back anytime, and Jim as well, you've only been here for a year, but we've certainly appreciated your help, and well, please come back.
I've learned a lot. Good experience.
Great. And Dennis has stepped in a number of times over the last couple
He's
of
like a
years.
bad
and-
penny.
You're going to get rid of me.
And, yeah, so we do appreciate you stepping in again this year. And Dennis is not coming back. He is going to be leaving town. So we
Summertime.
do appreciate your...
That doesn't mean he couldn't one day return.
If he ever returns, we'll have a seat ready for
Don't
you.
call me in May and tell me there's a seat open, and can I serve till June?
So, but I just wanted to thank, you guys that are not coming back, and I do appreciate that work that you put in and the thought you put into to the budget. So, if there's any other comments?
Actually, I would like to thank Cindy for her chair this year. It was a volatile year with people coming and going and going and having a vacancy and, lots of things happening. And it's not Cindy's first rodeo. She's been involved in school board and budget committee for quite a while. So I appreciate your leadership and your guidance in keeping us on course and not having meetings till midnight, like had previously happened on the budget
Appreciate it.
committee, so thank you.
Ditto.
That's why we need her to stay around for a while.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up. All right, if there's nothing else to come before us?
do it.
Yes.
I'd just like to publicly thank the Budget Committee for supporting kindergarten as you had said you would do once it was eliminated out of the budget. And I appreciate the fact that you standing by your word and voting in support of it. Thank you.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So made.
Second.
All those in favor, leave. All right, aye, thank you.